Donald Trump's trade war is being paid for by both American corporations and American consumers. And that's not just our opinion. That's not just based on a couple of studies. Nope. That's actually coming from some of the biggest banks in this country, including Goldman Sachs, who earlier this week let people know, by the way of studying two in-depth, down to the dollar reports that they created, telling us that, yeah, American consumers and corporations are paying these tariffs, but not just that we're paying it. Goldman Sachs tells us that we're paying 100% of it. Now that's important because I don't think they were trying to send this message to the average American citizen out there, because we know it. We've seen prices go up. We've read the stories in the report showing us that prices have gone up because of the trade war, and we pay that. We know it. We're not dumb. But you know who thinks you're dumb? Donald Trump. Because he has repeatedly gone out there and said, China's paying these. You're not paying these, folks. What are you talking about? You're crazy. China pays the tariffs. I put the tariffs on them. They pay it. They don't, though. As we have explained at length, too many times to even count, American consumers are the ones who are paying these, and here's why. China, sometimes with the tariffs, and they haven't done this on everything, by the way, they'll raise their prices to counter the tariff. So then those prices get passed on to U.S. businesses who buy the goods, the raw goods, to make their stuff. They pass that price then onto the consumers, so we pay the higher price. So China does fine. They're still making just as much money as they were, according to the reports. They're not hurting as Trump swears they are, but we are. American citizens, American businesses, they're closing their doors. Manufacturing jobs are being lost at an alarming rate here, folks. Have you been paying attention to that? Have you read the jobs reports like I've been begging you to do? Please start doing that. Yes, it's boring and tedious, but we really need to understand that Trump is lying about the economy every time he talks about it. Things are not great. And Goldman Sachs is right here telling us they're going to get worse. Oh, and Goldman Sachs also said a couple other things. One of the things they said was that it's really odd, I'm not quite sure about it, but American businesses who aren't even impacted by the trade war, they're homegrown American-made goods here, they also raise their prices to keep up with the rising prices of the imported goods. So even the people who didn't have to raise their prices saw everybody else had to, and instead of saying, wow, we're going to have the least expensive product, so demand for our product should increase, right? They said, no, let's keep level with them so we don't look like we're selling an inferior product. Sure, we're ripping off consumers, but it puts more money in our pockets. Because that's what corporations do. They don't care how much of the cost they pass on to you. They don't care if they pass a cost on to you that they never even incurred. They're going to do it because corporations are crap. And that's kind of what Goldman Sachs accidentally told us with this report. We're paying the tariffs. We are the casualties of the trade war. And as Goldman Sachs concludes at the end of the report, buckle up, folks, because it's going to get a hell of a lot worse in the very near future. Thanks for watching, everybody. And don't forget, if you like what you see here, like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. And now you can also become a member of Ring of Fire and get exclusive early access to certain Ring of Fire videos all throughout the week. Just click on the little join button right below the video.